Hello, everyone, and welcome into Yelling from the Couch. I'm Brent Humphreys, joined by my co-host Gage Berdovich, and he's back off a hiatus this week. Gordon Chatterton rejoins the podcast this week. Fellas, how we doing this week?
We're doing fan freaking tastic. We are approaching the start of, I guess you could call it, the new NFL season. Baseball's going. Went to a hockey game last night. Don't ask me how that went. And life is flying by right now.
Gordon, how's it going, man?
I'm doing a lot better than last week. Last week I had an allergy attack, and if I'd have came on this podcast, I'd have had your guys' eyes watering and everybody's eyes watching it because looking at the whites of my eyes were red. My ear was swollen. My right eye was swollen. I had snot running down my mustache. It was bad. I was sneezing. I could barely talk. I couldn't hardly see because I couldn't keep my eyes open. It was really, really bad.
Now, we thought you were like exploring, maybe traveling to Green Bay, going to go visit Lambeau or something. And you mean to tell us you were just sitting at home?
We had him at the Combine, Gage. Remember, we said he'll give us a
Yeah.
live report from the NFL Combine at Indianapolis, and then he skips town on that one too, man.
I
Gordon.
really wish I could have went to that. I would have enjoyed that. I'd have been talking to everybody worth saying, tell him you won't sign with nobody but Green Bay. Tell him you won't sign with nobody but Green Bay.
Man, well,
All the good linemen and corners anyways.
the Combine is now over with, and we've got some news this week in the NFL, and probably the biggest news so far this week, to me, I think, maybe this right here. DJ Moore traded to the Bills from Chicago to Buffalo. Does Josh Allen finally have his number one receiver in Buffalo that he's been missing for some time?
I mean, it's better than what he had. I'll give him that. But I don't know if this is going to be the big difference maker that Buffalo fans were hoping for.
I think DJ Moore is a really good addition. He's about 90% reliable. If you throw the ball in his direction, he most generally comes down with it. Last year, especially, asshole.
Yeah.
But anyways, though, I mean, I liked him. I thought he was a decent receiver regardless of where he's been, and he's been with some. I mean, Caleb Williams was probably his best quarterback he's been with so far. So, and that wasn't setting the bar real high.
No.
I mean, a 3-foot person could have jumped on that platform without an issue. I mean, that's a very low bar.
Yeah, I don't think that. I don't think he's a number one receiver myself. I think he's a really good receiver, as you mentioned, but I don't know if this is going to take the Bills over the top to where they need to be. Joe Brady is his first year in there. We'll see how it goes. I think there's other issues with Buffalo than their head coach that they had last year or even the wide receiver position. I know they need more wide receivers, and DJ Moore's a really good one. He'll be a really good addition, but I don't know if they're automatic Super Bowl, favorites now because they acquired DJ Moore. I just don't think so, in my opinion.
Let's wait and see who they get in the draft.
Yeah, I also think they overpaid for DJ Moore. A second and a fifth. If you would have said a third and a fifth, okay, cool. But a second and a fifth, and one of the guys that I work with is a Bills fan. He's from Buffalo, and this broke while we were at work the other day. And his reaction at first was like, all right, we got a receiver. Then he was like, oh, we gave up a second for it. Everyone says like the meat of this draft is like within that 50 to 75 pick range. And we just gave up a mid 60s pick. Well, great job.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think this shakes up anything a whole lot there, but that's probably one of the bigger trades. Maybe this one right here may be a bigger trade that now come to think of it, but this one's the more fresh one. The Rams acquired Trent McDuffie from the Chiefs for a first-round pick. Guys, the Rams just really don't care about their first-round picks, do they? Since 2017, they've traded them all away, except for in 2024 when they used it on Jared Verse. Good pick, by the way, there. But they use it on players. Maybe a smart move by them because you're already getting players that are proven. I like this move for the Rams right here to get McDuffie. They needed help in the secondary. They've got it now with McDuffie, guys. Trade away the first-round pick for it.
In my opinion, though, that's Trent McDuffie's good, but I don't think he's first round good. I don't think he's worth a first round pick. A second, yes, absolutely, but not a first.
Yeah, I have to agree there. Like giving up the first, and then there was a couple other draft picks. I think it was like 4 total picks that the Rams gave up to get McDuffie. They are really just an F them picks type of team. Let's win now, screw the future. which I can't really blame because we don't know if the draft picks will work out. The Rams gave, I think it was what, pick 29, I believe it was, to the Chiefs, and then, like I said, future picks. But this was insane to see, and I was just like, wow, my mind was just blown away by it. I don't think he's worth that, but I'm sure he's going to get a huge contract from them.
Yeah, I don't mind this pick right here only because the Rams are so far down in the draft order. You could probably find a first round talent in the second round, to go along there. But I like the deal from both ends there. The Chiefs, Andy Reid knows what he's doing here, I think. He's smart enough. He's built rosters for years, kind of knows what he's doing a little bit. He could probably see maybe McDuffie's falling off, he thinks. So he sends him off to the Rams. The Rams thinks they're getting something pretty good, and they give up a first round, give up some more picks. But yeah, that was a pretty big deal that happened this week. Another little news here. The Browns restructure Deshaun Watson's deal, saving $36 million in cap space. But this is probably goes down as one of the worst trades in NFL history. The Browns give Deshaun Watson all that money a few years back. Now they're restructuring the deal a little bit to save a little bit in cap space. Guys, what do you think about the Browns trying to save a little bit of money here with Watson's deal?
I mean, they have to. Like, this guy, once Watson comes off the books in like what, 5 years or whatever the heck it is, they'll be so free. But until that time happens, they're just going to be in Deshaun Watson purgatory, and that's all there is to say about that.
Oh yeah, well, I think they could probably trade and gave a first round pick to the Packers and took Malik Willis. I mean,
Yeah.
we would have took their first round pick.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
And
as
you
far
know
as
it's
I'm
going to be a
concerned,
good
he
one.
was worth the first.
I don't know about that one, but
For my team, for me and my team, he was worth a first.
for you and your team, yeah, and I'm sure Malik is gonna get 30 million a year or something stupid
From Arizona.
from Arizona. There's a couple other teams I could think doing it too, but yeah,
Look,
they got to.
Yeah, look, I think the Browns, this is a smart move by them because, well, actually, this was dumb to begin with for him to even give him this money and to make that trade. Look what all the players that the Texans got from that deal right there. And they're in contention every year. And Deshaun Watson's hardly played.
Yeah.
He's had all kinds of issues off the field. He's having issues on the field. He may come back. He may not even be the starter when he comes back. Shadur Sanders may take that over. Who knows? But you're saving a little bit of money here for your cap. I don't know. Maybe you'll go out and make another bad deal. We can only hope as AFC North fans, rivals of the Browns. Browns going to Brown, and I'm fine with that. So whatever. Yeah. And this week, Stephon Diggs, or however I spelt that on here, released by the Patriots. Yeah. Stephon Diggs released by the Patriots. Are you guys surprised by this move?
No, all that child support has probably gotten Patriots like, no, we're going to get him out of here.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that court case that he might be having is a little bit more something's going to happen with that than what we all think. Because why else would you release him?
There's no other reason why. Because he had a pretty good season this year. He got along really well with Drake May. They had chemistry going and everything, but it's the off-field stuff that's got him here. This is kind of like what we just talked about with Deshaun Watson. His off-the-field stuff was a lot worse than anything else. So you can't bring a guy on like that. You can't keep a guy around like that. That's why he's gone. Somebody's going to pick him up, but him and his brother now, Trayvon, both of them are free agents out there. Gordon, you feel good about bringing him to Green Bay for a year?
Well, I was wanting them to keep Trayvon Diggs, but they released him. Hopefully they'll bring him back. I don't care. I'll take Stephon. We don't have a first-round pick anyway, so I'll bring him in. I think we're getting rid of Dubes.
Yeah, Dubes is a free agent, so he's going to Pittsburgh, I hear.
You're getting rid of Dubes.
Listen.
He might go to Cincinnati.
No, we got enough wide receivers.
No, you don't.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think he'd be better than Mitchell Tinsley.
No, hey. I will not stand for any Mitchell Tinsley slander on this here podcast, all right? It's not happening.
Well, why not? Because it just did.
That's my guy right there, Mitchell Tinsley. I'll ride with Mitchell Tinsley until he's no longer a Bengal. There's another release. Mixon's grant Joe Mixon a release after missing all of 2025. Joe Mixon is now a free agent. Do the Bengals run it back and bring him back again? Let's hope not. What do you guys think about Mixon being released?
Yeah, he's going to get a 4-year, $64 million deal from Cincinnati.
Oh, but no, he's not.
You don't want him to sign for what's that, 13 million a season or whatever that comes out to?
No, I do not. That'd be 16 million, and no, thank you.
My bad. I didn't know you were the math king over here. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, no, I do not want to run it back with Joe Mixon. It was good for what we had. I was disappointed that he left, but after that injury, I think he's about done. It's time to move on. I think he's going to take the league minimum somewhere. The only time I want him signed back with Cincinnati is when he signs that 1-day contract to retire as a Bengal.
He's actually going to retire as a Texan. Sorry to tell you.
Well, he actually may. Maybe he's going to Green Bay, Gordon. You need a backup running back up there.
I
Josh
got
Jacobs
one.
and Joe Mixon.
You need another backup run. Yeah,
We
Josh
got 2.
Jacobs. You need a fourth, okay?
You need someone for special teams and to go on the field when Jordan Love rarely takes a knee to end the game.
The Raiders released Geno Smith today. The funny thing about this is every time Clint Kubiak rolls into town, Geno Smith gets his walking papers. It happened last year with Seattle. It happens this year with the Raiders. What do you guys think about Geno getting his release from the Raiders?
Once again, kind of saw the writing on the wall last year. I mean, because that was now I still can't figure out how they beat the Patriots week 1, but
None of us can.
Yeah, Geno, really an interesting career. Drafted by the Jets in second round out of West Virginia. Good moments, bad moments, benched, torn ACL, goes to the Giants and Chargers as backup, goes to Seattle, suddenly leads the NFL in completion percentage with 69, and then he gets a $100 million contract from from Seattle, traded to Vegas, 17 interceptions, released. What is going on with this guy?
He just doesn't have it anymore. He was a product of, I guess, his system up there in Seattle because he never had it in New York. He just wasn't ready, and he didn't have it this year in Vegas. So it's time for him to move on. I don't think he's going to land anywhere as a starting quarterback in this league. I think he's going to be a backup. But Raiders release the Geno Smith era in Vegas is over. Come on down, Fernando Mendoza.
And we were talking about this beforehand. What if they don't even take Mendoza? They go, they sign a free agent. They're like, all right, this is our guy, Kenny Pickett, or something stupid like that. And they draft an offensive lineman or a wide receiver with the pick, or they trade down.
an offensive lineman is never a bad pick.
Don't they have Kenny Pickett already on the roster there?
Do they? I have no idea.
I thought they did. Maybe not.
Well, still, they sign a guy in free agency, and they still say, you know what, Kenny Pickett, you're our guy.
They're going to go after Kyler Murray, aren't they? That's what they're going to do.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Well, I mean, they could actually use a good blocking offensive lineman. They did draft Ashton Genty last year, and he did have some decent games whenever they could block for him.
Yeah, but I don't think he was not a first round number 6 overall pick in the draft.
No, he shouldn't have been.
No, he should not have been. That was not a good draft for them there. Did you guys see, speaking about Kyler Murray, did you guys see the picture of him? Well, somebody took a picture of a guy. It was a small guy at an airport, and he was looking at his tablet, and it's like, and he couldn't see over the top of the desk at the airport, and it said Kyler Murray just arrived in Vegas to get his. It was great.
Oh, that's good. Honestly, it won't surprise me.
Kyler Murray to the Steelers.
Yes, let's speak it into existence.
We're gonna trade for Joe Burrow, and and then who's the backup for Burrow?
Nobody right now. Jake Browning, I guess technically. Joe Flacco.
Jake Browning will
Flacco's a
lead
free
you
agent.
guys. Jake Browning will lead you guys all next season.
Oh,
Lead him where?
if that happens, this podcast is going to be off the rails next year on this thing, and I will be unhinged as can be, having to watch Jake Browning all freaking year long. I can tell you right now.
Hey, he's not bad.
He's not good either. The Patriots trade Garrett Bradbury to the Bears. The center from the Patriots goes to the Bears, the 30-year-old, for a 5th-round pick. This comes 3 days after Drew Dalman, the center for the Bears, at 27, surprise retirement. So the Bears had to go get a center. They go out and they
That's
get
a big
one.
loss.
Yeah, that's huge for them.
Dalvin's better than the guy they got. So
Yeah.
that's a big loss. Can I say yippee?
Yeah, that's a huge loss. And then they're trading. I mean, they're making deals left and right. DJ Moore, getting Bradbury here. So, like you said, that's a huge loss for them at center. They had to do something, so they go out and they make a trade for the Patriots.
And then the Lions released or traded David Montgomery
to the Texans.
Can I say yippee?
And I can't believe the draft capital that they gave up for Monty. It was just surprising for a guy that, first of all, you break up your Sonic and Knuckles combo there.
You
Who
beat
are you gonna have replace him?
nobody.
Like that, they gotta have somebody.
Maybe Joe Mixon.
Maybe Joe Mixon, maybe Josh
I'd be okay
Jacobs.
with
Who said that?
I'd be okay with Mixon.
So we all know I have a residential a Lions fan in my phone. So when the news broke, I just said, "Let's trade Monty to the Texans." Originally, reports were for a 5th round pick, and he just drops the F-bomb, and then goes, "I'm gonna drive my work truck off a cliff." I'm like, "Please don't." And then I said they actually got an O lineman and 2 draft picks from it. Wonder who they'll bring in to replace him. And then he said, "I feel better. They're going to get Navy superstar and Pittsburgh native Eli Heidenreich, or Rich, however you pronounce it."
Heidenreich, he used to be a wrestler.
Heidenreich. Did somebody say Heidenreich? Hyde Michael Cole.
Heidenreich. Yeah.
Heidenreich.
What happened?
We went from football to wrestling in like 2 seconds.
Went off the rails quick.
An offensive lineman and 2 draft picks for that is that's a lot to give up for Montgomery.
Yeah, it definitely is. I don't like it for the Lions if they're doing that because, they needed that. They need that little 1-2 punch they had there was working pretty good, but Montgomery was frustrated. He thought he should get more carries there. He kind of tailed off towards the end of the season, but the Texans, that's probably why they got rid of Joe Mixon, because they went out and they got David Montgomery. Gordon, we talked about it earlier a little bit. I believe it might have been before we started this podcast. Maybe it was the beginning of it. I can't remember. Rashawn Gary temporarily bids adieu to the Packers in a now deleted message. What is going on with Rashawn Gary? Is he headed out?
I think he thinks he is, but he deleted it because he's not going yet. So if they keep him, he doesn't want to leave that up there. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Gary. I think he's okay. As long as Parsons on the field, he's good. He's disruptive. But the minute Parsons went off the field, he might as well went off the field too because he didn't exist no more. Running backs were blocking him by that point.
That happened with a lot of defensive players, though, too, on the Packers, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I know, but Rashawn Gary was a 12th overall pick.
Yeah.
And that's what I couldn't stand about the Packers when they drafted. Even their first-round picks were developmental players. Okay, when they drafted Kenny Clark, didn't see a damn thing from him for 4 years, and then all of a sudden he played. Well, that's a developmental pick. He was a 3rd-round pick at best. Jordan Love, he's good. I like him. He's a Packer. But I think they could have got him in the 2nd round. Well, another 1st-round pick they got. I mean, they've had histories of 1st-round picks that absolutely sucked. The only one they had that was any good right off the bat was Alexander. Damn near the only one that made an impact year 1. Everybody else took 3-4 years before you even knew they existed. Before that, it was Lucas Van Ness. He didn't even start in college. He was a backup edge rusher, and they took him in the 1st round because he had potential. We don't want to see potential in the 1st round. We want someone that can make an impact on day 1. Don't if he can't start in college, the guy that started in front of him in college didn't get drafted, I don't think. I mean, if he's not good enough to beat him out, then what makes you think he's a good pro? I mean, he is a monster. They call him Hercules. I mean, he is a big son of a bitch. He's about 290. I mean, he is a... I keep looking at that behind you.
Hey,
not you behind Gage. Them big 4 piles of shit behind him.
I don't know what you're talking about. Don't you dare disrespect.
Where are the flies? Flies like shit.
This is the new vision. They're all injured right now, so they need new people.
If Seth Rollins ain't a part of it, it ain't the vision. Seth Rollins was the vision.
No.
Well,
anyways,
do you think Gary is gone then?
I think he will be, or he's going to have to accept a more comparable deal to what he's actually worth and not overpaying him. He ain't going to take it. She's probably gone, and it won't break my heart any either. I said, I like him. He's okay. I mean,
what do you think he's worth?
About half of what he made.
If you were going to offer him a contract,
5 year, $6 million, $12 million a year.
That's
which
fair.
is a lot less than what he's making now.
Yeah.
I think he's making like 18, 19 a year.
That's
12.
too much.
Oh, that's way too much. That is Micah Parsons' money. And Micah Parsons deserves more than that.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons beating triple teams and getting to the quarterback still. He deserves 20, 25 million a year.
So talking about one of your players, not from your pro team, but a former player of yours from your college team, Taylor Decker requests his release from Detroit. The left tackle has informed Detroit that he would like to be released. I think this is a pretty big deal for Detroit on the line here, too.
Huge.
What is going on in Detroit? Everybody wants out now.
He's an awesome left tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, most time, of course, nobody's good whenever they're hindered a little bit, but he's better hindered than most people are fully healthy. He's he's a great run blocker. That's why Jahmyr Gibbs made all them huge ass runs running to the left.
Yep.
It was no surprise which side he ran better on. Taylor Decker, welcome. Go to Green Bay. We will welcome you with open arms.
I think he comes.
I'm sure Cincinnati will welcome
I say
him
Cincinnati,
too.
come on down.
Yeah,
I'll take you.
Pittsburgh would welcome him with open arms. He's a hell of a tackle.
They take him if he was available.
And
he's going to be available here soon, I'm sure.
I think he's one of the least penalized tackles in the league too. He doesn't commit a lot of penalties. He doesn't make a lot of boneheaded, stupid mistakes. I hated when he got drafted to the Lions.
He struggled his rookie year because the Lions absolutely sucked, and he was the only one. That's why he struggled out there.
Yeah.
But
trying to like edges and tackles at the same time.
Yeah. Once Dan Campbell come in there, they drafted Penei Sewell and all that. Things got a little bit better, and he lived up to his potential, and he's one of the better tackles in the league right now.
But he wasn't that penalized his rookie year either.
No, but he struggled. He struggled a little bit though.
Well, when you was trying to block 3 people because the guy next to you couldn't block, she kind of had.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he struggled. Patriots re-sign Tommy DeVito to a 2-year deal. Gage, you've got to be the happiest man on this podcast with that news. $7 million a year for Tommy DeVito.
He left the Giants?
Hey, he's with the Patriots last year.
Yeah, the Italian Stallions got himself a new home.
3rd string quarterback last year.
And now he's going to be the starter this year because Drake May had 1 year of success.
No, Drake May is still better than him.
I'll take my Italian man over Drake May. That sounded so weird.
Well, then Pittsburgh should trade for him.
We have a special guest joining us here from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
I would like to yell that here, but I probably can't.
I'll go ahead and finish it then. Mr. Anderson.
There we go.
How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for
having me. I'm sorry that things got kind of screwed up, but like I said, I'm glad to hop in here for a couple minutes before my flight boards. I'm at the airport right now in Minneapolis, heading to South Bend, Indiana, and my flight doesn't leave till 8:30 now. It got delayed, so we got a couple minutes.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you. 50. I just posted when I was a kid, I look at people I remember thinking that 40 was like super old, right? When my mom turned 40, I was like, oh my God, she's like almost dead.
Yeah.
And I do not feel like I thought that I would feel when I was 50, which is a good thing.
Right. Yeah. Look good for 50, man. You look really good for 50.
Being 50, you're still out there. You're still doing shows. How's it feeling on your body? And you're doing the training school during the week.
Overall, I feel good. I feel healthy. I always stay active. I still get in the gym. I eat relatively healthy. I've never been a body guy. I've never been like a crazy count your calories and don't eat carbs and all that stuff. But overall, I feel good. I mean, it's hard some days getting out of bed from all the mileage that I'm 27 years in the business now, which is crazy. So you can think it's just like in some settings, I look at it and it feels like I just started yesterday. And in other times it feels like it's been a lifetime. It feels like every bit of 27 years, but no, overall I feel good. I saw Shawn Michaels do an interview and he was kind of hobbling around the house and he said, you know what? It's worth it. And really he was absolutely right. I'll take all the pain that I experience not getting out of bed in the morning because I've just had an incredible ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're bringing on Mr. Anderson next week. We're going to talk conspiracy theories. Right now, we're talking some.
I'm so excited about that.
Oh,
so excited. Hey, here's one for you. Epstein's in the Trump files. Would you believe that?
That's crazy. What?
I think we should just change it to stop calling him the Epstein. Stop calling it the Epstein list. It's the fucking Trump list. Okay.
Trump list.
I can't wait to get into that. You said you guys are talking football?
Yeah, we're talking some football right now, just talking some news and everything. I'm a Bengals fan, Gage is a Pittsburgh fan, and Gordon is a Green Bay Packers fan.
There we go. Good
Have
man.
been since 1979.
Nice. I have been since 1976, I guess, because my family was Packer fans, so therefore that makes me a Packer fan.
Into it, yeah.
My dad-
How old were you?
I was 5 years old. I'm actually
5
1 year
when you-
older than you. I'm 51.
Gotcha. You fossil, you. I was just thinking about this. So I'm completely out of touch with football right now. Like the last few years, and you guys know who Adam Conover is. He did a show called Adam Ruins Everything. It was on True TV for a while, where
Yes.
he talks about things, widely held beliefs, and he just destroys it, right? And he fucking ruined football for me. So like he didn't really, like, when you think about it, he didn't say anything that was particularly profound, but he pointed out some things that, like, of course, man, like that's really stupid. And I just stopped. It was like a religion in my household. And especially when I got out on my own and I had roommates and stuff, man, we would, like, Sundays, we would make it an event. We'd go out and buy bratwurst and get beer, and it was a big thing. And Adam, one of the things that he said in there was, like, at the end of the day, we're just rooting for colors. The Green Bay Packers could literally fire every person on the roster and in the office today and rehire a bunch of other people tomorrow, and we would still root for the Packers. And I was like, yeah, you're right, because it's not like, I think back in the day, the Minnesota-based team had guys that were born and raised in Minnesota. You know what I mean? It's just not that anymore. So it's kind of crazy. And then, like, a couple other things, like the fact that it's not necessarily the best team in the NFL. We call it the World Championship. Well, there's only 32 teams in the world, and they all reside here in the United States, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, watch the episode, or maybe don't watch the episode.
Yeah,
I still do love football, but I'm not as passionate about it as I used to be.
Mhm.
yeah, and you're probably really busy too during football season and everything, so it's probably hard for you to catch a lot of football.
I am, but it never bothered me in the past. I always made sure to make time for it and to be dialed in, and you know what I mean? Like, I know there's tons of guys in the business right now that are they know everything. They know every trade and who's injured and for all the teams and college. That's you guys?
Yeah, that's us. We're nerds when it comes to football.
Oh,
That's awesome. Well, that's great.
Yeah, and
Fantastic.
we hit on some wrestling too. And Gordon, I believe he had a question for you. He wanted to bring up about wrestling. So Gordon, go for it.
If he's got time.
Yeah, like I said, I've got probably like 5 more minutes.
Okay.
So let's do it.
There's something going on right now. Now, where you was behind the scenes, you'd be able to answer it, because audience like us three, we don't see all the shit that you saw. Has there been like a gimmick or something that someone brought up and started brought in, and then an organization just decided to let them go, and then turn around and have someone else do the exact same gimmick? Because it's going on right now. So
It is? With who? What's going on?
well, when they released Karrion Cross, he did the devil on your shoulder thing, and he was
Yep.
great at it. He had the look, everything. He had the demeanor for it. Now Aleister Black's doing it. Him and Zelina Vega, his wife. And oddly enough, Karrion Cross and Scarlett are married, and they did it. So when they let them go, now Aleister Black and Zelina Vega's doing it, and they're not nearly as good at it. It's going to piss me off to my dying day, but
I guess I have to see it with my own eyes to know exactly, but it seems to me that it's not a very, like, super specific gimmick. It's just similar. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe that Aleister Black and Zelina Vega are intentionally ripping off Karrion Cross. In fact, they probably know each other and respect each other. You know what I mean? It's just like that. It's like there's only so many tropes in wrestling.
Mhm.
And we just keep using these same tropes, like it's Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett, it's like it's Stephanie McMahon and Hunter Helmsley. That I guess I would have to see it to see if, like, are there like really, really specific things that they're, like Big Vito wore the dress. If somebody, if Vito got fired and then next week somebody else is wearing a dress and doing the same thing, I would say, okay, that's suspect. But does that make sense?
Yeah, but
Like,
where Karrion Kross was one of my favorite wrestlers, so I really paid
Mhm.
attention to what he did. And
Yeah,
Aleister Black, when he first come back, he wasn't doing nothing like that. He was the guy that before said, "Don't knock on my door unless you want to fight." That was his thing.
right.
But now he's doing it where he's talking to people, like trying to talk him into being the bad guy and stuff like that. And why are you not doing this no more?
Oh yeah,
The devil on your shoulder thing.
I got you. I got you.
It's not exact, but it's so close to being similar that you could almost say it's not a ripoff, but you do what you're told to do when they're paying you. So it's kind of like they told him, "No, we want you to start doing this now."
Yeah. I honestly, I doubt that I would doubt that it's a direct ripoff. I don't think anybody does anything like that intentionally, especially to a guy like Karrion Kross. I think he's respected, even though they didn't necessarily see eye to eye on everything creatively. They still have it was ended on good terms. Like the door is still open there for him. I don't think they're going to go ahead and like completely rip off the guy's gimmick and start doing it. I think it's just probably very, very similar, but it's wrestling. Like literally everything is borrowed or stolen. It's funny. I was just talking to somebody. It's like, if you like wrestler X and it's similar to another person, you'll say this person was inspired by so and so, right? Like, but if you don't like him, we say that guy ripped him off. Like,
Mhm.
I hear that about LA Knight and The Rock and me and Stone Cold, not trying to lump myself into that.
I don't
Oh, no,
think I've
You know,
noticed anybody else give their own ring introduction before you, right? That I know of.
I mean,
no. Yeah.
no, but like after me, there was Alberto Del Rio and
Ricardo Rodriguez.
Ricardo Rodriguez. There's, Enzo had the gimmick microphone, and those are, you see stuff like that and you go like, steal my shit? But not really.
And how much do you keep up with the product today, whether it be WWE, AEW, TNA, whatever company it is?
Not I am not completely dialed in as much as I'd like to be. It's Dude, watching wrestling right now is a full-time job in and of itself, I think. And there's a lot that I see that kind of irritates me and that I just like, it doesn't entertain me, and it's not like still respect the hell out of them, right? Like there are people who are super, super talented, who really, really athletic, they work hard, but it's just choreography when they go out there and wrestle. And I see a lot of that. I see it just looks so choreographed. And that's really hard for me to sit and watch 3 hours of that sometimes. So like, long story short, when I'm sort of tuned in because the guys on my podcast always keep me abreast of things that are happening. I'm always scrolling social media, so I see stuff and I follow tons of wrestling and especially if something happens, like there's a really good match and somebody will say like, dude, you need to watch this match. I'll watch it.
We do have the current JCW heavyweight champion of the world here, Mr. Anderson.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Correct. Oh, I should get going here. Wait, let me check. Earl, let me check something. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, we're still
Yeah.
Okay.
He's frozen. Just like Walt Disney himself. Conspiracy theories once again.
I
There we go.
literally can't wait to talk conspiracy theories with you guys.
Yeah, whenever you say, "Can you guys see me?" you just froze up real quick. So yeah, but
Oh,
you're back.
okay. What was the question? I gotta roll here.
You saying, Gordon?
Oh, one question. Okay, I don't know if you work for either one of them, but as far as people, I don't know if you know both of them. Which one would you prefer to work for, Heyman or Cornette?
Heyman. Like I love Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman is the reason that I'm sitting here talking to you guys. And I was there. I worked for both guys, and thankfully, Jim Cornette slapped the shit out of Santino Marella backstage, and I was standing from me to my bag away from it when it happened. And they fired Jim the next day because of it, and then brought Paul Heyman in, and Paul pulled me aside on day one and said, "I'm going to do so much stuff with you. You're the next guy out of here." you're going to be the next guy that's going up to the main roster. And to his credit, 5 weeks later, I was making my debut. Whatever, I'm a Paul Heyman guy, but I love Jim. I love listening to him. You know, he sometimes says stuff that's just like, oh, come on, man. Like, really? But I agree with a lot of what he says. Like, he's right, you know. He's right about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, the drive-through's wildly entertaining. But Mr. Anderson, I know you've got to go. We appreciate you hopping on here with us. And we look forward
Thank
to
you
next
very
week
much.
with the conspiracy theories, man.
Oh,
Can't
yeah.
wait for that.
Yeah, can't wait. Looking forward to it. I used to have a podcast called Push the Button, and I remember when I bumped into my podcast co-host we were at a convention, and I said I want to do a podcast, and he was like, "Oh God, another wrestling podcast," like in his head, and I was like, "But I don't want to talk about wrestling. I want to talk about politics and religion and all the stuff that we're not supposed to talk about." So it's been a while though since I've been able to like scratch this itch. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
We're looking forward to it too. We talk
Mhm.
football, baseball, and all that. We're looking to get out of our comfort zone here too with you. You think we're bringing a wrestler on, we're going to talk wrestling, but no, we're going to hit little conspiracy theories, and I really look forward to it, man. Appreciate you hopping on here and chatting with us while you had a little bit of time.
All right, brothers. I will talk to you soon. Yep.
You too.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, all right, let's you ready to hit it back in it real quick here. Cam Curl signs an extension with the Rams. Good move.
Yeah, good, decent.
Yeah.
He's a good safety.
Daniil Hunter signs an extension with the Texans.
This guy.
$40 million.
At least he's not with Minnesota anymore.
$30 million guaranteed.
This was insane. You give a guy 1 year for $40 million, that's a quarterback. This guy's a D lineman.
But
He's a really good. He's a great one.
And Green Bay restructured Xavier McKinney's contract to free up some more cap space.
I didn't realize 15 sacks last year from Daniil.
Yeah, I mean the Texans, like I said, they may want to spend that money elsewhere, but because they're good on the defensive side. But why not? If you had a dominant defense, go ahead, give them some more money. Keep that defense dominant because it was pretty good defense this past year. So I know I went on a rant a couple of weeks ago that I was not mentioning this person's name unless some news popped up, and some news popped up. The Bengals do not franchise tag Trey Hendrickson. He now becomes an unrestricted free agent, and he's no longer a Cincinnati Bengal. I think this is probably not a very good move, by the way, for the Bengals. You've got the number one free agent. He's now the number one free agent on the market, free to sign wherever he wants to. At the least, I wish the Bengals would have tagged and traded him something to get something out of him, but you let him walk for nothing. I don't like the move for the Bengals. It is what it is. It's the last time I'll have to talk about Trey Henderson and the Bengals situation. I think the Bengals fumbled this from the beginning, but here we are.
You guys, the Bengals have nearly $47.5 million right now of cap space. They are the ninth highest team in that. And you couldn't do anything with Trey? Like,
I guess not.
I don't get it.
I don't need it.
Speaking of cap space, Pittsburgh, $50 million. Like I mentioned, Cincinnati, $47.5 million. Green Bay, well, you guys can go sign Trayvon Diggs with your $2.75 million. But in another like cap space purgatory, Buffalo, negative $23 million. And that's after the bump to over $300 million.
And what's that got him?
DJ Moore and Josh Allen.
Well, we're about to get rid of Rashawn Gary. That's going to free up some cap space.
Well, this is the NFL salary cap tracker, so I don't know if that's like right now as we sit or if it needs updated.
Probably needs updated.
No, he's still on the team. They haven't released him yet.
It's official.
So the Colts use a transition tag on Daniel Jones, who tore his Achilles in week 7. Guys, what do you think about the Colts using the transition tag?
He's not worth tag money.
I agree, but isn't the transition tag like a team can still get him?
Yes. The Colts can match an offer is what it is.
I mean, I don't think he'll get any offers.
I don't
coming off an Achilles, you're not going to get anything.
Or you're going to get a cheap ass contract.
Yeah, it's going to be like $11 million or something.
Yeah, something, but I think that I'm with Gordon here. He's not worth the tag money but he played really well when he was healthy this season, but he's coming off that injury. He's probably not going to be healthy all next season. So I don't know what you're trying to do there. Well, who do you run with next year if you're the Colts? Do you go Riley Leonard? at quarterback? What do you?
Well, he'd be better.
Yeah, Anthony Richards going to be a free agent, by the way. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you do.
Him and his
So you mentioned the World Baseball Classic. It begins last week. We made a pick on here, Gage, the Netherlands and Venezuela. I believe you went Venezuela. I went Netherlands. Venezuela wins 6-2. I missed that one. Didn't realize they had Ronald Acuna Jr. That's on me.
And it's just like I said on the show, like it feels like most players come from Venezuela, so it feels like the safe pick to take in that one. Yeah, can you name me a player that has come from the Netherlands?
No, I can't. Let's see. Let me look it up here and see real quick. No, can't.
Exactly. It's probably a 17-year-old or some guy working as an electrician.
Probably so, but yeah, that's our World Baseball Classic update. The USA is up 3-1 right now in that game where you said the 17-year-old got Aaron Judge out in to ground out. So yeah, World Baseball Classic, guys. Yeah, exciting stuff.
And then if we're sticking to other sports, we did a what do we call this segment? Sports we know or teams we know very little about or next to nothing about, something like that.
Yeah.
Last week we had men's volleyball, Hobart College, and St. John Fisher. Brett, you picked Hobart. I picked St. John Fisher, and Gorda, we tentatively picked St. John Fisher for you. And in that, Hobart ended up winning 3-1. So that puts Gordo and Brett at 2-1, and it puts me at 1-2. Not
BART.
Not very happy about it. But we're looking to change that here this week. We do have some college softball action going on. And we're going to head down. Where's this game taking place at? This is in Claremont, Florida, taking place tomorrow at 10 a.m. It is a part of a week-long action. They've been in Claremont since Monday, and we're going to go to the Susquehanna Riverhawks versus the Wentworth something. It is the Wentworth Institute of Technology. I'm going to believe that they're the Bulldogs because that's what their logo looks like. The Riverhawks, they are 3-5 this week and overall because this has been their first week of action. Their last game came back. It was actually today, Friday, at 12:30 versus my school, Chatham, and the Riverhawks won 4-0. As for, I'm going to call them the Bulldogs. They may not even be. I don't know. But their last game came today. They actually had two. One versus Elizabethtown, where they lost 7-8, and one versus Alma, where they lost 8-2, and they sit 1-7 at this one. Now, it is just first week of action, so really anything can happen, and I wouldn't take the record too seriously with that. Leading hitters for the Riverhawks in batting average, number 16, Stevie Shack, leading the way on a 5.38 average. And for the Bulldogs, their leader is technically number 26, Jenna Roche, but she has only played in 5 games. If we're looking at a full 8-game player, that'd be number 42, Quincy Bolduck, who has a 381 batting average. This game takes place tomorrow, and I don't know what to pick, so I'll let you guys go first.
Give me the, did you say the Witt Riverhawks?
It's the Susquehanna Riverhawks.
So is the Witt Bulldogs?
Yes.
I'm going to take the Riverhawks just because I think that they've got the potential here to pull out the win. They are at home, right? I believe.
This is the one that, like, they're in Florida, so it's kind of a neutral site.
All right. Well, in light of recent news, then, I'm going to say that they're the Road Dogs. Give me the Road Dog, Jesse James, the Riverhawks, to pull out the win here against the Bulldogs.
All right. Gordo, what do you got?
I'm going to go with Brent here, roll with him. The Riverhawks, give me the Squawkers.
The Squawkers, I like that. I'm just taking down notes here. I got to find a way to get back into this. I'm a game down, so this is either going to make or break me. I'm going to go the opposite of you guys and take the Bulldogs in this one. I almost feel like they're kind of the Road Dogs, but like I said, the record, it's a little inflated because it's just been a week worth of action down there in Florida. So give me the Bulldogs over the Riverhawks, and may have a little bit of biasy since the Riverhawks beat my school today. So, yeah.
Well, there's our obscure little pick of the week. You guys got any other topics we want to hop on here? Anything happened lately in the past week or anything you want to bring to the table here, and we'll discuss before we hop off of here for the week.
My life is pretty boring. I really don't roll into a whole lot of shit.
There's a WWE title match on tonight, I guess. Drew and Cody, who you guys got?
Cody.
Cody's winning. It's Cody and Orton. We all think that's what's going to happen. It's got to happen.
But
Is that why the Road Dogg quit?
Ooh, the Road Dogg, Drew McIntyre. I will say, I know it's not on the show, but I would like to take pride because I went 5 for 5 in Elimination Chamber predictions, got all 4 matches right, and guessed that Danhausen was in the box.
Yeah, I got that part right. Not so much on the other ones, but hey, 3 out of 5.
Yeah, you did good.
He's froze up.
Me?
Who is?
Me, I guess. Never mind. Walt Disney. That's who's froze up. But yeah, so that's going on there. We're 3 weeks away from UFL season beginning. We got NFL draft season coming up.
Let's go Aviators.
Let's go Kings.
Let's go Defenders. Jordan Ta'amu voted best quarterback in the league for preseason.
He was good at Ole Miss too, so he's been pretty good the last few years. They won the XFL title last year, didn't it? UFL title, my bad.
I believe they did. If I remember correctly, they did.
I figured you'd have the championship shirt going on here. I'm looking to get a Louisville Kings hat, but there's no official merch for Louisville Kings on the UFL website yet.
You just got to go to a game. You got to go to a game and get merch there.
I guess that's what's going to have to happen. Maybe I'll hit the Defenders game when they come and play.
And make sure you get a James Robinson jersey since they just signed him.
Yeah, they just signed James Robinson. They got Benny Snell, got Lynn Bowden, got all the Kentucky guys over there.
They got all the...
Got all of them. Can't wait for it. But we'll figure that out here in a few weeks. We got baseball season. There was a trade between our teams this past week, Gage. You want to go ahead and tell us who the Reds got in this deal and who the Pirates got?
Yeah, so it was kind of a WTF. I know we didn't do the WTF moments this week, but this is a WTF moment. The Pirates and Reds, they swapped Tyler Callahan for Kyle Nicholas. Relief pitcher from the Pirates to the Reds, Kyle Nicholas, and then left fielder / second baseman Tyler Callahan to the Pirates. They were both on the 40-man roster. In 98 MLB innings, Kyle Nicholas has a 4.68 ERA. He struck out a league average 22% of opponents, while also walk rate of a 12.2%. That's very heavy. Last season was split between the majors and AAA for him. He allowed nearly 5 earned runs at the MLB level per game. He posted a 379 with 31% strikeout rate at the minors. So it's kind of like you take and you give a little bit, right? As for Tyler Callahan, not much time in the MLB. He hit 271 in AA 2 seasons ago. And then he was out to a 303 average start over 24 AAA contests last year. He didn't get the chance to establish himself as a rookie, suffered an injury just 6 days into it. So hoping he's able to bounce back. I don't know exactly what the injury was, but obviously it was a pretty big one that held him out for the rest of the year. I actually think the Pirates won this trade just because I think Tyler Callahan can turn into something good.
Yeah, Tyler Callahan has the potential. And as you mentioned, Nicholas there. Nicholas, back end bullpen guy. Fits right in with the rest of what the bullpen that the Reds usually get over there. So, 4-something ERA, it sounds about on par for him. Yeah.
We have breaking NFL news.
Both of you guys are breaking it.
We're both going to hate this. The Raiders agreed to trade 5-time Pro Bowler Maxx Crosby to the Ravens for 2026 and 2027 first-round picks.
What I was getting ready to say, but you beat me to it.
I just happened to look down. 2026 and 2027 first-round picks.
Well, thanks, Shefty. Thanks for ruining it.
No,
that's just great.
Okay,
wow.
This makes me hope Pittsburgh does not bring Aaron Rodgers back because we're gonna need a guy that can move.
Kyler Murray.
No, Will Howard.
Why do the Ravens keep bringing these free agent superstars in from other teams? Derrick Henry, Steve McNair back in the day. Like, what is why?
Maybe I mean, it doesn't add to a great defense. Baltimore's defense was like middle of the pack last season.
That's going to help, though.
It's definitely going to help, but he's also going to be obviously the top targeted guy for the offensive line of the opponent. Unless Matabike can step it up, It's going to be a lot of double teams and chipping on Crosby, and he may not have the impact you hope, but I could be completely wrong.
Wow, that puts a damper on the end of this episode here for us AFC North teams. That's not Baltimore.
Recorded 10 sacks and his first career interception last season with the Raiders. Wow.
That's a wow moment. You both said breaking news at the same time. And yeah.
I'm just glad. I'm glad Mr. Anderson was able to pop in for a little bit because we probably would have ended this 5-10 minutes ago and that would have hit. And then
Yes.
again, it would have been, breaking news after we end the show.
How many times have we ended and we've had breaking news? This is the first time we're about to end and it breaks.
Way
So,
too much.
What
Way too.
like last week, I forgot what it was. It was something that broke. Then the very next day, I mean, guess we've talked about it here, whatever it was. But I was like, of course it happens the very next day after we're done recording.
Yeah, of course, man. Oh, and then in other news, for hockey fans, Penguins Evgeny Malkin suspended 5 games for his slash last night. I did not understand why he got kicked out of the game, but after watching the replay, you're probably not supposed to swing your stick at someone in the face. So I completely understand why he was thrown out. Suspended 5 games might be a little much, but I understand.
It's hockey,
Hey.
damn it. It's a violent sport.
That's the thing. Like, there were so many times last night when a fight was about to break out and the ref separated them right away. I'm like, Malkin dropped his gloves. Let these two go at it. What are we doing?
Yeah, that's what hockey's for, fighting.
Yeah.
You're not fighting, you're not playing hockey. George Pickens got franchise tagged last Friday is what the thing
Yeah.
was after we recorded. So, yeah. See, there's so much stuff that happened between them. We forgot all about that. That's, last time the Cowboys tagged somebody, it didn't work out too well for them. They tag these guys a lot. It doesn't work out a whole lot. They end up trading them. Hey, Marcus Parsons.
And does Pickens hold out?
I don't know. I'd say it probably does.
I would think he's going to. I mean, he has that Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell mentality, so I think he will.
Yeah, I think he probably does too. And that's par for the course with Dallas and Jerry Jones too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I guess on that note, with the breaking news to end it, thanks to Mr. Anderson for hopping on here in the middle of the podcast with us.
Yes.
He's going to
Big
join
thank
us
you.
next time. We're going to talk conspiracy theories, boys, next time we come on here. We may have a few sports conspiracy theories, but we've got some other ones ready to go. Can't wait for him to come hop on with us and talk some conspiracy theories next week. Guys, we'll catch you all next week.
Later.
Later.